See if it works. Josh Earl, you're one of the editors of Deadliest. Tell us how episode by episode, week by week, you take all of this footage and assemble a narrative.
Well, it's quite a process. It all starts in the field. They shoot thousands of hours of footage. I mean, we're talking, I believe it's somewhere in the area of like 30 and above now, 30,000 hours of footage. And,
wow.
and all that is brought back here, put into our system, and painstakingly gone through by an army of people. We have, APs, we have our showrunner, our supervising producers, all these guys. They're going through all of it, and they're keeping track of it while it's out there. All that footage is taken and it's just analyzed and studied while they're filming, and then we put it together. I mean, that's the simple way of telling it, but that's basically. I mean, it's honestly, it has a lot to do with like a showrunner, Decker Watson, and he's constantly on the phone with these guys when they're filming, and we're keeping track of what's happening out there. What should we be following? What new stories have developed? Sometimes the producers need to talk it out and be like, should I follow this or should I follow? So things are happening so organically. You got to be there to be on your foot, and ready to go.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's take us through a typical episode. For instance, I was rewatching the season premiere of season 12, which is like a 2-hour season premiere. It's got all these interconnecting stories. So you get all this footage. Take us through the process.
Let's see. So it begins with outlines. It's like the footage is broken down into outlines. The outlines are then divvied up and put into an episodic structure. We have 18 this year, and 3 of them are 2-hour episodes. So total of 21 hours of TV. That outline is then given to a story producer who can go through all the footage and watch and make sure that the string outs that the APs have lined up compile a story. The editor then takes it and starts cutting, and a lot of times you're working in tandem. You're all being very aware of story, because honestly, that's what this show really is driven by. It's just the stories that are happening, the characters that people have grown to love. So we're trying to tell a very coherent story, but also, feed into this 18 episode arc that we have to, also address. So you're in with a producer yourself as an editor. It's you and a producer, but you're part of this giant team, this army of people who are trying to help this story move forward. For instance, show 1, because it's a 2-hour, we did, myself and Ben Bulatow cut that, and we have 2 producers, Mel and Will, who they'll come in and, they're constantly talking. Ben and I are constantly talking, and we're making this 2-hour, cinematic arc out of an unscripted television show. It's a challenge, but man, I love it.
It's very engaging too. I mean, what's great about the show is that it plays like an adventure. Right. It's very suspenseful in a lot of moments. Can you talk about editing for that, to create that suspense,
Sure.
to create this feeling of adventure?
Oh, for sure. It's kind of crazy because it's a doc style TV show, but there's so many genres built into this world. There is adventure. There's definitely adventurous moments. Then there's just like moments of human reality that you just get to play. There's drama, there's comedy. It's kind of fun because you get to use all those muscles as an editor. You don't just have to, focus on, all right, well, I'm just telling a plain old flat story. Let's go. Each episode could have so many different ways that it goes. The adventure part, I mean, honestly, what I'm always looking to do is, if you can find those shots, because our guys are shooting with some beautiful cameras, and they're very talented. They're unreal. And some of the shots that they get, they can help tell the story just in themselves. You don't need anything else. Like, sure, we use music. Our composer Didier he's amazing. And if we send, hey man, we have this adventurous moment. We have this really big moment, this wave almost knocks the whole boat over. Can you really kind of give us a little bit of Zimmer, give us a little bit of this, give us a little bit of those big sounds that we know are so cinematic, and help us out, in telling that story. And then we take that and, we'll cut the music to the picture. So our composer will create a song, and, we'll take it and mold it to our worlds. But yeah, you're really focused on, you got to feel what the footage will let you do, and then that's sort of the genre or the vibe you're going to attack. And each one has its own individual challenge, which is just fun.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you've worked on the show for many years too. So I'm wondering how your work has evolved along with the show.
Honestly, it's kind of insane. I started on the show just at the end of season 1, and I was a junior editor, like an assistant editor. And I learned a ton from this, this genre, a ton about this genre, a ton about this world, just in doing that. And one thing you learn to do, especially when you're with like a storytelling like this for a good amount of time, is balancing everything properly. It's like, you don't, like I was just saying, there's so many different feelings, there's so many different human emotions being had on the screen. You want to grab those and bring them to the forefront. So I'd say, it's like, I've learned a ton, just on how to focus a feeling, focus an emotion. And you learn it from everyone. There's so many different people you end up working with. It's like, I consider this, like, this whole world such a learning place. You're always learning. You're constantly adding new things to your toolbox. You're something you didn't know the other day. I feel like I'll never know everything. It's just great to advance every time. Take little pieces from shows that I like. I mean, at Breaking Bad, we've done little things where we see, like, hey, there's one scene of Breaking Bad. Let's do something like that, or I love this. I'm a fan of Lord of the Rings, so there's times where I'm like, those epic shots of the mountains. I'm just like, okay, so this, like, that's Mordor, and we're going in. It's dark. So I've learned to kind of just have fun with it, and really open up to a broader spectrum. Just, nothing is written in stone. Everything can be evolved and added on to make it better.
Right. Yeah. Now you've won 5 Emmys consecutively for this show. What does that recognition mean to you?
I mean, like, I know it's like, it's one of those, people say humbling. It is so humbling that word doesn't even express how humbling. It makes you feel. It's so hard to put into words. I've watched so many of these people that are in this peer group, and I admire so many of them. And it's like, I just look at it going, oh, you're so good at what you do. Oh, you're so great at what you do. And then to think that, they vote for that to happen, like, I mean, there's no words to express it, really. I mean, all it does is make me want to be better. Like, it truly just makes me want to sit back in the bay, do side projects, do what I can, because I'm always like, okay, now what can I do better? What can I do to really, wow people? And, honestly, it's, I've never felt so full, like, when it comes to, just happiness to be working on this and have fun and have recognition. It's crazy, man. It's hard to put into words.
So what can we expect from Deadliest Catch coming up?
Wow. I mean, there's some insane stuff. I mean, there's one of the big things that's now been in the news a little bit is, Captain Sig, and had some heart issues, and it's, I think people should watch to really feel. It's back to that range of emotions. It's like, we have people that have very happy moments in the season. We have people that have the lowest of the low. We watch people grow, and we watch the effects that happen when you work in an industry like this. I mean, we've seen in the past with Captain Phil, and hell, we've seen it with a couple of guys who just, they've had their own demons. They fight constantly. It's a really great roller coaster of, human life unfolding in front of you. And Sig's, he's doing better, so it's, but there is a story to be told here on just what this crazy, insane industry is doing to people every day. I feel lucky that I'm in a bay, locked up somewhere where I don't have to deal with all that crazy, but it's So I think people are really going to enjoy this season. We try some new things in the Bay, and we've got new cameras. There's some beautiful camera work. The C300 is now like our main camera. We got a couple of reds going. The red weapons in there now. You know, we're shooting under the water more. There's a lot of really cool technical things that people are really going to enjoy, I think, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much, and congratulations on your work, and look forward to more from this season.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, of course.
You're welcome. All right, have a great day.
All right, man. Cool. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Bye.